So yeah, welcome to the new yoga studio that I'm going to take over. For those of you who haven't been to a class of mine before, I teach Vinyasa Flow. So we'll do a 1 hour class, which will, this week we're going to focus on standing and balancing. Last week we did stretching and strengthening. Trish was there. So just if you need to rest, just go into child's pose if you feel like you need a bit of a break. And to begin with, we will start with a breathing technique just to focus on our breath, just to bring awareness to our body. So coming into just a nice comfortable seated position, let's bring our hands to our knees. You can bring your middle finger and thumb together on your left hand, sitting up nice and straight. We're going to bring our index finger and middle finger to our forehead. Gently close your eyes. Cover your right nostril with your thumb. Take a deep breath in through the left. Pausing at the top. Cover your nostril with your finger and out through the right. In through the right. Cover with your thumb, out through the left. In through the left. Cover and out through the right. Taking equal breaths in and equal breaths out. This calms your nervous system, rests your heart, just brings awareness to your breath. Your lips can be gently touching. Take a few more rounds. Another breath, and then you can bring your hand down to your knee when you're finished. Throughout the practice today, you can try breathing in and out through your nostrils, keeping your lips together. And now, if you'd like to gently open your eyes, we'll just come in to do our spinal warm-up. So let's just bring our hands up to the ceiling, palms facing each other, looking at your fingers. Bring your right hand to your left knee, left hand behind you, looking over your back shoulder. Just a nice spinal twist here. And then coming back up to center, coming forward, using your fingertips to lengthen your spine, getting a nice stretch underneath your thigh. Using your hands to walk yourself back, hands up to the ceiling, lengthening your arms, left hand to right knee, right hand behind you looking over your shoulder. And just unwinding. Bringing your hands to your sides, fingertips facing forward, bend your knees. And we're just going to come up to reverse tabletop. So bringing those hips up to the ceiling, looking at the ceiling. Otherwise, if you have any neck problems, you can keep your neck chin to your chest. So trying to bring those hips up high, creating a table. Taking a nice deep breath in through your nose and out through your nose. This is a nice shoulder opener here. Holding for 3 counts. And when we come down, we'll come down, and this time cross your legs the opposite direction to what you had before. Bringing your arms up, right hand to left knee, left hand behind you, looking over your back shoulder. Unwinding, hands to ceiling, left hand to right knee, looking over your shoulder. And unwinding, coming forward, so we'll just get another stretch underneath that other thigh. And walking back up and doing one more reverse tabletop. Seeing if you can get your hips up higher to the ceiling this time. Holding for 3, 2, 1. Coming down. Now coming all the way down onto your back. Keep your heels up to the ceiling. Bring your hands to your sides, palms facing down. Straighten your legs, flex your toes, and bring your knees towards your chest in your reclined plane position. So the support, your back should get a nice little stretch, your lower back. Your head's rested into the mat. Take a nice deep inhale through the nose and exhale. Let your left leg fall down straight onto the mat. Tuck your right knee into your chest, hugging your right knee. And just roll your ankle around to the right. And around to the left. Bring your arms out to the sides to a T, palms facing down. Bring your right foot down onto the mat, tuck your right toe behind the left leg, and then just roll over to the left, looking over to the right, keeping your shoulders on the mat in a nice spinal twist here. Rolling back to center. Bring that right leg straight down onto the mat. Tuck your left knee to your chest. Hug your left knee and roll your ankle around to the right. And then around to the left. Bring your arms out to a T. Bring your foot down. Tuck your toe underneath straight leg and roll over to the right, looking over to the left, keeping your shoulders on the mat. On the exhale, you should be able to go a bit deeper into the pose. Center, hug both knees to your chest, rock from side to side, massaging your lower back. Bring your hands onto your knees, and let's do 3 rocks to seated. 1, 2, 3. Flip your feet out to the right. You can come onto your hands and knees. Let's go. Oh. Still going. So let's just bring our wrists directly under our shoulders. Spread those fingers nicely spread apart so you have equal weight in all your fingertips, and your base of your hand and your knees should be hip width apart. Firstly, let's just tuck our toes. And hover our knees, looking back at our toes, stretching out our toes, which have probably been in shoes most of the day. Just a little knee hover, looking back at your toes. Holding. For 3, 2, 1. Bringing your knees down, tapping out your toes. And here we're just going to do flexion and extension of our spine, so coming into our cat-cow. So we're going to tilt our pelvis, round our back, tuck our chin, exhale all that air, and then inhale, arch your back looking forward. So tilt, round, exhale, into your cat, and then inhale, gazing forward into your cow. So this is just one of our spinal warm-ups. Do one more and then meet back at center. So you're in neutral spine. So finish the last one and then just come back to center. And now we'll do our tail wagging dog. So bring your right heel around to the side, looking back over your shoulder at your heel, getting a nice curve in your waist. So try to bring that foot all the way around as far as you can go. Back behind you, over to the other side. We'll do it 3 times on each side. So this is lateral rotation of our spine. 3 times to each side. One more time. Warming up the neck a little bit too. Looking over your back shoulder. And then we'll do our thread the needle, so our spinal rotation. So bringing your right hand to your chest, right hand to the ceiling, creating one straight line with your arms, looking at those fingers, diving it under your left arm, bringing your head and shoulder on the mat, taking a breath, and we'll do that 2 more times. So weight into your left hand, coming up, inhale, and exhale, diving it under. One more time, inhale, and exhale. Staying down here on the mat, extend both arms straight, palms on top of each other, and then bring the left hand up to the ceiling, wrap it around your back, tuck your fingers into your inner thigh if they reach, and now pull your shoulders back and your shoulder blades together. Take 3 deep breaths in and out through your nose. You may feel some restriction with your twist. And unwinding. Coming back to hands and knees. Here we're going to raise our right heel off of the mat and our left hand, gazing forward at your left fingertips. Bring that heel and arm up in line with each other. Taking 3 deep breaths, making sure you're breathing in our balancing tabletop. And then elbow to knee 3 times. 1, stretch, 2, 3. Wrap your hand around to the left, catch your back foot, kick your foot into your heel, into your hand, and then bring your heel up, gazing forward to keep your spine straight. Holding in your tiger pose. Did you get a cramp? You okay? Holding for 3, 2, 1. Bringing your knee down. Widen your knees, toes together. Sit back into your heels. Bring your hands forward. Rest your head into the mat. Sitting into your heels, bringing your chest down into your child's pose. chest all the way down to the mat. Bringing your hands to shoulder width, coming up onto your hands and knees. Bring your knees underneath your hips. Bringing your left hand to your chest, we'll do our thread the needle on the other side. Left hand to the ceiling and diving it under your right arm. Head and shoulder on the mat. Exhale. 2 more times, so inhale coming up. Exhale, diving it through. Inhale and exhale. Is that 2 times or 3 times? Staying down here on the ground, bring both hands on top of each other, palms together. Right hand to the ceiling, wrap it around your back. Tuck your fingers into your inner thigh if they reach. Now pull your shoulders back and your shoulder blades together. Unwinding, hands under shoulders, coming up to your hands and knees position. This time we'll raise our left heel off of the mat and our right hand, gazing forward at your right fingertips, holding for 3, 2, 1. Elbow to knee 3 times. 1, 2, 3. Wrap your hand around to the right, catch your back foot, kick your foot into your hand, bring that heel up and gaze forward and holding. And releasing, good job. Bringing your knees together, toes together this time, sitting back into your heels, head on mat, hands behind you, palms facing up. And just roll your wrists around to the right and around to the left in our rabbit's pose. Bringing your hands to shoulder width, spread those fingers, coming up to your hands and knees. Spread your knees apart, hip width apart. And here we're just going to tuck our toes and push back into our downward facing dog. So pushing back, lengthening our legs and our arms, tucking our chin to our chest, bringing our hips up to the ceiling. Try to bring those heels down onto the mat. So just pedaling out the heels, trying to touch your heel to the mat so you're getting a nice stretch in your calf. Now I just want you to come through to a plank position. So coming down, dropping those hips down, looking straight down at the mat. Working our core and holding. For 3, 2, 1, pushing back to downward facing dog, which is a resting position. Holding here, kicking that chin tuck to your chest. Here, bringing the weight into your left foot. Bring the right foot up to the sky in your 3-legged dog. Deep breaths in and out through your nose. Straight leg all the way up to the ceiling. And now bend that leg, the top leg, and open out to the right, looking underneath your right arm and your hip opener. That top foot drop behind you onto the ground. Bring that bottom knee down. Right hand to chest, and then right hand up to the ceiling. Into our flip dog. Holding. You have the option of having that bottom knee up into a side arm plank, side arm balance, or you can have the knee down for support. Looking at your fingers to the right. Bring your hand down, your right hand down, come back to your hands and knees. Tuck your toes, push back into downward facing dog. Pedal out the heels, bringing our heels towards the mat. Weight to the right foot, left foot up to the ceiling. Straight leg in your three-legged dog. Holding there. And then bend that top knee. Open your hips out to the left in your hip opener. Making sure you're breathing in and out through your nose. And then we're going to come into our flip dog. So that top foot is going to fall behind you onto the ground. And then you can either have your bottom knee down on the mat for support, or you can have your legs straight, left hand to chest and left hand to ceiling. And holding. For further challenge, you can actually raise that bottom leg off of the ground too. So there's 3 variations here. And then bringing your hand back down, coming into your hands and knees. Knees to the edge of your mat, toes together, coming forward in your child's pose. Here you can just roll out your wrists if you have sore wrists, and around in each direction. Bringing your hands to shoulder width, coming up to your hands and knees again. Let's push back into our downward facing dog. Trying to bring those hips further up to the ceiling this time. Making sure you're breathing equal breaths in and out through your nose. And here, just walk up to the top of your mat. Lengthen your legs straight. Bind your elbows and come into a forward fold. Let your head hang heavy and just do a nice little rock from side to side. Release your elbow bind and let your arms flop from side to side, just dangling like a rag doll. Bring your hands to your shins, tuck your chin to your chest, take a slight bend in your knees, and let's roll up slowly to standing. Grab a drink of water if you like a drink of water. You guys get a nice view. So what we'll do is we'll do some standing poses, and then we'll do some balancing poses. So focusing on our balance, begin with, we'll do some vinyasas, just to get a bit warm and a bit strong. So let's bring our arms to our sides, drop our shoulders, lengthen your spine, create that space between your ears and your shoulders. Equal weight in your feet. You can have your feet together, hip width apart. Gently close your eyes. And here we're in our mountain pose, which is our Tadasana. So just feeling that balance in your toes, the soles of your feet, your heels. Take a nice deep breath in through your nose and out. Gently opening up your eyes. Let's sit back into our chair, sweep your arms through. Inhale, hands together to heart center. Exhale to your forward fold. Inhale to your halfway lift, so straight arms, straight legs, flat back, looking forward. Sit back into your chair, powerful pose. Sweep your arms through, hands to heart center to Tadasana. 2 more times. Inhale. Exhale, forward fold, Uttanasana. Inhale, halfway lift, Uttanasana, gazing forward, sitting back into your chair, sweeping your arms through to Tadasana, mountain pose. 1 more time, inhale. Exhale, forward fold. Inhale, halfway lift. Exhale, sweep the arms through to Tadasana. Half standing vinyasa. Inhale, hands to heart center. Exhale to your forward fold. Inhale to your halfway lift. Hands on mat. Step your right foot back. Pivot that back heel onto the mat. Lunge in that front knee. Sweep your arms through. Coming through to your warrior 1. Straight arms, elbows to ears, looking at your fingertips. Hands to either side of your front foot. Stepping forward, step your left foot back, pivot that back heel, sweep through, warrior 1. Folding, taking a breath, hands to the either side of the front foot, stepping forward, sitting back into your chair, sweeping your arms through, stopping here. Left hand to the back of the room, looking at your left fingers. Left hand forward, right hand to the back of the room. Right hand forward, both hands down into your forward fold, up to your halfway lift, gazing forward, flat back, sit back into your chair, sweep your arms through to Tadasana. Nice. Inhale, exhale, forward fold. Inhale, halfway lift. Exhale, put your hands on the floor in front of you, step back into your plank. Drop those hips down, hold here. We're gonna come into our chaturanga, so we're gonna keep our elbows towards our waist, trying to bring our chest down first. So coming down, chest first, release the toes, coming up to your up dog, which is bent elbows, gazing out, or you can come into your sphinx if you have any lower back problems. Tuck your toes, push back, downward facing dog. Taking 3 breaths here, having a little rest. In and out through your nose. And here you can take a hop, skip, or jump to the top of the mat. Sit back into your chair, sweep your arms through, hands together to heart center to Tadasana. Nice, we'll do that again. Inhale, hands to heart center, exhale, forward fold. Inhale, halfway lift, gazing forward, both hands on mat, stepping back to your plank, holding here. You can come down into your supported plank if you need to. Trying to keep a straight line with your body, looking straight down, elbows to waist, coming down, chest first, release those toes, gazing forward, tuck the toes, push back, downward facing dog. Breaths here. Take a hop, skip, or jump to the top of the mat. Sit back into your chair, sweep your arms through, hands to heart center, to Tadasana. Sun Salutation B, breathing in, inhale, hands to heart center, exhale, forward fold. Inhale, halfway lift. Exhale, hands on mat, stepping back to plank. Coming down to your chaturanga, gazing forward. Here's Taco with his bone. Oh my gosh, Taco! Push back into downward facing dog. Taco, come here. Taco, come here. Taco. This will be fun for the teacher. Come on. There you go. Sit. Sit. Stay. And then raising your right foot off of the mat. Step it through to the top of the mat between your hands. Pivot the back heel. Sweep your arms through to warrior one. Nice lunge in that front knee. Hips facing forward. And then extend your arms out straight to your warrior two. Palms facing down. Shoulders are back. Shoulders are in line with your hips. Bring your palm facing up on that front hand. Reverse it back to your reverse warrior. Let your hands slide down the back of your leg. Come back to your warrior two. Gazing over the front fingers. Bring your front elbow to your front knee. Palm facing up on the bottom hand. Left hand up and over, palm facing down into your side angle pose. Bring hands to either side of the front foot. Rotate your hips forward. Hands on mat. Step back into your plank. Come down into your chaturanga. Release the toes, gazing forward. Tuck the toes, push back, downward facing dog. 3 deep breaths here. Weight to the right foot, raise the left foot off of the mat, step it through to the top of the mat between your hands. Pivot that back heel, sweep your arms through into your warrior one. Then extend your arms out straight to your warrior two, looking over the front fingers, palms facing down, shoulders back, hips are to the long edge of your mat. Bring the palm facing up on the front hand, come back to your reverse warrior. Other way. There you go. Oops, don't fall over. And then come back to your warrior two, palms facing down, front elbow to front knee, bottom hand facing up, right hand up and over, resting that arm on your cheek. Nice deep squat in that front knee. Hands to either side of the front foot, hips facing forward, stepping forward, sitting back into your chair, sweeping your arms through, stopping here. We're not done yet. Left hand to the back of the room. Left hand forward. Right hand to the back of the room. Right hand forward. Both hands to your heart center. Right elbow over left knee, squatting deeper. And then open your arms up, out to the left, and you can bring those bottom fingers down onto the mat. Holding. Hands back to heart center, left elbow over right knee, left fingers down onto the mat, looking out to the other side. Both hands in front of your feet, coming into your forward fold. Lengthen your legs, bring your nose to your knees. Up to your halfway lift, straight arms, straight legs, flat back. Sit back into your chair and sweep your arms through. Hands to heart center. To Tadasana. Well done. Shake it out. Have a drink if you need a drink. It's actually quite warm, isn't it? So that should have warmed everybody up a little bit. So now we'll just do a few more standing poses. A couple standing poses, a few balancing, and then we'll go back down onto the mat. So let's just take a big step back with our right foot. Keeping your hips forward. We're gonna bend our left knee and raise our back heel off of the mat. So your hips are facing forward. We're gonna bring our arms up and take a nice deep lunge in our crescent lunge. Nice. What are you guys? 3. Perfect. Holding here. Once you find your balance, let's look up towards the ceiling at our fingers. And then we're going to sweep our arms back 3 times and bring our chest forward, and we'll transition into our crane position. So let's bring our arms back, chest forward, chest to knee, all the way down, sweeping up. We'll do that 2 more times. 2, exhale. Coming up, inhale. 1 more time. And on the last time, we're gonna step our back foot forward. Step your back foot forward and then your right knee up. And gaze forward. Find your focus in front of you. Drop your arms out to cactus arms into our crane position. Keeping that focus on something in front of you. The dog is here. Hello. And here we're going to then transition into our tree position. So you can either bring your foot to your calf, or if you feel comfortable, bring your foot to your inner thigh. Bring your hands to heart center. Keep your focus in front of you or down forward onto the ground. And then raise those fingers up to the sky, bringing your elbows to your ears and holding in our tree. Your focus is your drishti. We'll do one more transition into our Lord of the Dance, and then we'll shake out our foot because it might start, you might feel it starting to work now. Let's bring our hands back to heart center. Keep that knee, release the foot and bring the knee up. Bring your knees together. Grab your right ankle with your right hand. Bring your knees back together. And here we're going to kick our foot into our right hand and bring our left hand forward. Thumb and middle finger together into our Lord of the Dance or Dancer's Pose. Holding here. If you fall out of the position, you can come back in, or you can hold onto a wall. Holding. Bringing those knees back together. Bringing the right knee up. Bowing to the right knee, placing the foot down and shaking out your left ankle. Working that left leg. We'll do the same on the other side. So coming to the top of your mat. Still working? Yes. Stepping back with your left foot. Take a lunge with your right knee. Bring your left heel off of the mat so your hips are facing forward. Find your focus maybe in front of you. And then bring your arms up to the ceiling, palms facing each other. Lengthen those arms, bringing those arms to your ears and holding in our crescent lunge. do our 3 wings. So bringing our arms back, chest to knee. 1. Inhale, looking up at your fingers. Exhale, forward, chest to knee. Inhale, exhale. Inhale, stepping through, stepping forward, bringing that left knee off of the mat, and then bringing your arms out to cactus arms, finding your gaze and holding in your crane position or stork, whichever bird you want to be. Holding. And here now transitioning into your tree. So if you're not finding your balance today, you can have your toe on the ground, your heel on your calf, or you can bring your foot to your calf, or you can bring your foot to your inner thigh. Once you find your balance, some days are better than others, some sides are better than others. Bring your hands to your heart center and raise those fingers up to the sky into your tree pose. If you really feel confident, you could try shutting your eyes for a second. It's supposed to be good for us as we age. Now we'll transition into our Lord of the Dance. So let's bring those hands back to heart center. You can release the foot off of your inner thigh. Keep your foot off the ground. Bring your knees together. Left hand to left ankle. And now kick your foot into your hand, which brings your chest forward. Bring that right hand forward, thumb and middle finger together. Kick that heel up higher. Holding for 3, 2, 1. Coming back out. Bowing to our left knee, bringing our foot down, shaking out our right foot. He's found his tadasana. He must have gone and buried his bone. So let's take, pretty hot, I'm pretty hot. Let's take a big step back with our right foot, and then bring our toes facing inward and our heels facing out. Let's drop our shoulders, interlace your fingers behind you, and we're just gonna come into a wide-legged forward fold. So we're gonna hinge at our hip, and bring our hands up overhead, and tuck your chin to your chest, opening up our shoulders. Close your eyes if you want. Take a nice deep inhale through the nose and exhale. Releasing your bind, let's bring our hands straight down onto the mat, looking at your fingertips. Walk both hands over to your right foot. Bind your right ankle with your left hand. Right hand to your chest, and then right hand to the ceiling into your rotated forward fold. Getting a nice stretch underneath that right leg. Releasing, coming back to center, walking over to the left foot, bind your left ankle with your right hand to chest, and left hand to ceiling in your rotated forward fold on this side. and releasing. Coming back to center, looking straight down at your fingers. Have equal weight in your toes and your heels. Toes are facing in. And let's bring both hands out to the sides, palms facing down, looking straight down at your mat. Strengthening your whole body here, your arms and your legs. Bring your hands to your waist. Take a slight bend in your knees and slowly roll up. Standing so you don't get dizzy. Let's bring our toes facing out and our heels facing in. And here we're going to come into our goddess pose. So let's bring our hands to heart center. And we're going to squat down and bring our fingertips up to the sky. Squatting deep and holding. Opening up those hips. Opening up the knees, holding for 3 counts. And releasing, coming up. Do one more, go a bit deeper if you can, working our legs, strengthening our legs. Bring those arms back so they're in line with your ears. And releasing, coming up. Stepping forward, shake it out, shake. Come to the edge of your mat. Bring your hands to heart center and let's squat down into our garland pose. Bring your elbows to inside your knees, opening up your hips. Trying to bring those, heels down onto the mat. If you can rotate from one side to the other if it's challenging. Use your hands for support, coming onto your seat. Let's just bring our feet together. Lengthen your spine, bind your toes, sit up straight, and let's just try to bring our chest towards our feet. Use your elbows to open up your knees in your lotus pose. You can tuck your chin. Now we're just going to come into our balancing lotus. So coming back onto your point of balance, bring your arms underneath your legs, middle finger and thumb together. Gently close your eyes in your balancing lotus. Down onto the mat. Let's just come all the way down onto our backs. Bring your arms up overhead, point your toes. Take a nice deep breath in through the nose and out through the mouth. In through the nose and out through the mouth. We'll do one more falling out breath. In through the nose, out through the mouth. Bring your hands down to your side, tuck your knees, hug your knees. Let's just do another little rock from side to side. And then bring your arms out to a T, palms facing down with your both knees bent. We're going to roll over to the left and looking over to your right. See if you can bring the legs all the way down onto the floor. Sorry if it's a bit dusty. I did vacuum. And then with that top leg, the right leg, just lengthen it straight and rest the foot on the ground. So you're just getting a further twist. Looking over to the right. And then bend that top knee, come back to center. Let both knees fall over to the right, looking over to the left. Lengthen that top leg straight, resting the foot on the ground. Both knees coming back to center. And now you can extend your legs out onto the mat. Bring your hands to your sides, palms facing up. Rest your head into the mat. If you need any socks or jumpers to put on, feel free. And now we'll just have a few moments of Shavasana. So a few minutes of relaxation. So letting your feet fall out to the sides. Your eyes are gently closed. Your lips are together. Your jaw is relaxed. You're letting your tongue fall into the back of your throat, creating space between your teeth. Just bringing awareness back to the room. You might like to wiggle your toes, wiggle your fingers, rock your head from side to side. And then bending both knees and rolling over to one side. Taking a moment there. And then when you're ready, using one hand for support, pushing up to seated position, and we'll close the class together. So bringing our hands to heart center, bowing down. Thank you all for coming along and practicing with me tonight. I'd like to acknowledge health in our bodies, love in our hearts, and peace in our community. Namaste. Namaste. Thank you. Thank you. Oh, I missed it. I didn't get a picture. Oh, I didn't think he stole anything anymore.